CNC3.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News here on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. I am Bhavija Gopalchan. Thank you so much for joining us. Top of the news at this time. For the third day in a row, there were long lines at licensing offices across the country. Frustrated drivers complained of lengthy waiting times and confusion as they attempted to register, inspect or transfer their vehicles. The rush on the division is as a result of people attempting to avoid newly increased fines for expired certificates, which has overwhelmed inspection stations and licensing offices. Many drivers like Daniel Ravello told us they came early to start the process.
When I reached down here, the line was straight down to my Achilles. You understand? So that's imagine from that time to now we're going on. Oh, now going back up to Superiorship River. Oh, no, right? So that's a serious thing. I don't know how they can rectify this problem, but that's a serious thing. People come to spend their money because of the charging people for this and for that, and people come to rectify the problem, and still is a whole situation. So something needs to be get done now, but something needs to get done and soon.
Truck driver Nazir Mohammed says he arrived at the South office to this morning to register his truck and found a disorganized system in place.
Well, I find license office should be a little more better to get your system done. We still have to get it done, and we're supposed to be more easy to get the system. We don't even have a police to guide we. We don't have like anybody to say, well, all right, join this line, join that line. All the people joining one line. And this one line caused a chaos in this license office. All below on the highway, all below the bridge is vehicle.
Well, Transport and Civil Aviation Minister Eli Zakur is currently holding a media briefing in which he's expected to address the situation. To news of politics now, the Tobago's People's Party has no official arrangement with Watson Duke's Progressive Democratic Patriots, despite his endorsement of them for Monday's election. But TPP Deputy Political Leader Dr. Faith Brabner says a shared vision is necessary to the TPP's retention of the Tobago House of Assembly.
He indicated that he was just asking his supporters, the PDP supporters, to support the Tobago People's Party. He was very clear back then, and his commentary has remained the same. We have thanked him privately and publicly for that endorsement, and we have encouraged others to do exactly the same.
Well, less than a week to go before Monday's election, Brabner says the party is confident that they can secure the mandate for a second term in office. She says at the launch of their manifesto, which they call the Blueprint, they established their record of work done so far and their future plans.
So our plan really is for the island of Tobago. Maybe we will be here to execute it, maybe not. But what we are saying to Tobagonians is this is our vision. These are our short, medium, and long-term plans to get to this greatest little island on the planet status. These are the steps we need to take tomorrow, next year, 5 years from now. And we are asking you to allow us this leg of it to continue doing that.
Well, the party has released a 2045 plan for Tobago's development. Well, as TNT prepares for Carnival 2026, head of the Criminal Division, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Richard Smith, is urging the public to be aware of their surroundings and to drink responsibly. Speaking with CNC3 News this morning, Smith, who is also the TGPS Silver Commander for this year's Carnival event, cautioned fed-goers to use their discretion.
You could never drink out $3,000 in an all-inclusive flight. You could never drink that. If you try, you will die trying, or you will kill other persons trying to do that. So I just wanted to ask people to let good sense prevail when they're having the effects for Carnival.
Smith also says that while the police would be maintaining a strong visible presence throughout the season, he urges the public to act responsibly and to let cooler heads prevail while on the roads.
Take a step back and consider what you're doing. I know some people believe that killing somebody is the only way to resolve some issues, but there are other ways you can do that. We have the police you could report to.
Well, Smith says while the police would continue to do their part by engaging in crime-fighting exercises, he also urges the public to continue to partner with law enforcement. Now to this, regional security expert Dr. Gavin Hero says TNT needs to take the United States invasion of Venezuela and its detention of its president seriously, as it could have national security implications. Hero makes note of the responses of Guyana and Colombia. Both countries border Venezuela, and both had boosted their security at their shared border as a result. He says Trinidad and Tobago needs to have a team that has national security decision makers who can respond to developments as they occur.
They have really raised their fences. They have escalated their vigilance. They are exploring what ifs and putting contingencies in place because situations like this, where there's instability, where there's some sort of political, what I'll call shakiness taking place with a government and a nation and more so its authorities, you have to ensure that there's protection and there's a reaction and a response.
On Sunday, the Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister said the National Security Council had been meeting continuously since the attack. The Prime Minister is the head of the National Security Council. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
With the cold and flu lurking around every corner, keeping your immune system strong allows you to live the life that you want every day. Discover BioStrath Immune Health. BioStrath Immune Health is a unique plasmalized yeast product that enhances the absorption of essential micronutrients, ensuring that your body stays resilient. And now enriched with zinc, it is your go-to support for immunity. Staying vibrant and healthy just became a whole lot easier. BioStrath Immune Health. Get what you need naturally.
This is John. John has just opened a new restaurant and is already questioning his life choices. Observe his eyes. He's trying the open wide to stay awake technique. John worries about many things like that overpriced stove, but there's one thing John doesn't stress about: his investments. First Line Securities, helping Trinidad and Tobago invest for almost 2 decades. Invest with us.
Giovanni Felicio Moses dominated Royal Seals Water Polo Club's annual awards dinner on Saturday night at St. Mary's College. The Rising Star was named the Under-14 Boys Division's Most Valuable Player for the second consecutive year and also claimed the club's top honor, Player of the Year. In an outstanding 2025, Felicio Moses represented Royal Seals at international tournaments in South Florida and Curacao, captained TNT's Under-14 team at the Carifta Aquatics Championships, and starred with Fatima College in the Schools League. The club also bestowed the Rookie of the Year award to Eliana Lee, while Armando Shampoo was named Senior Men's MVP, while Diana Alvarez Peralta took Senior Women's MVP honors. It is less than 1 month until Trinidad and Tobago begins its CONCACAF Under-17 World Cup campaign, hosting Group A at the Hazley Crawford Stadium in Mocorapo from February 3rd to the 12th. The team, under the guidance of head coach Randolph Boyce and his assistant, former TNT senior footballer Navik Dinoon, has been trimmed down to about 35 players with one more cut to go. Speaking to CNC3 Sport on Tuesday, Dinoon said it's likely that the final 21-man squad that will travel to Peru for the pre-tournament fine-tuning.
Now that the team has been cut, now I want to say we could focus on game readiness and preparedness for the competition. Also, there's maybe a week in Peru, playing 2 games against Peru under 17s. That should, again, we should have a final, maybe 21.
The friendlies in Peru are carded for January 28th and the 30th. That's it for sport. It's back to a break.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
When the Carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we heading to the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the Carnival.
We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance. But we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza, Endeavour, Chaguanas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon.
Venezuela's Justice Minister Diosdado Cabello says the country remains stable after gunfire erupted near the Miraflores Palace in Caracas. Authorities blamed miscommunication among security forces as their military remains on high alert. Officials say unauthorized drones were detected but insist there was no confrontation. Venezuela reports at least 56 people were killed during the U.S. Saturday operation to capture President Nicolas Maduro. Cuba says 32 of its military and police personnel were also killed. The 32-year-old son of filmmaker Rob Reiner appeared in court today accused of stabbing to death Reiner and his wife. Here's more from CNN.
Hollywood director Rob Reiner and his wife, producer Michelle Singer Reiner, were found stabbed to death inside their Brentwood, California home on December 14th.
There were 2 deceased individuals inside of the residence.
2 days later, the LA County District Attorney's Office charged the Reiner's 32-year-old son, Nick Reiner, with 2 counts of first-degree murder with a special circumstance of multiple murders.
Prosecuting these cases involving family members are some of the most challenging and most heart-wrenching cases that this office faces because of the intimate and often brutal nature.
Nick Reiner's charge also include a special allegation that he used a dangerous weapon, a knife.
These are some of the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring against anyone.
Attorney Alan Jackson is representing the Reiner's son. Jackson has fought for high-profile clients, including former Hollywood movie mogul Harvey Weinstein, and most recently, Karen Reed, who was acquitted of second-degree murder and manslaughter charges last year in the death of her Boston police officer boyfriend. Jackson asked the public to respect the judicial process for Nick Reiner's case.
During this process, you allow the system to move forward in the way that it was designed to move forward, not with a rush to judgment, not with jumping to conclusions, but with restraint and with dignity.
Conviction on Nick Reiner's charges carries a penalty of life in prison without parole or the death penalty.
Now for the weather forecast, today is expected to be mostly fair and sunny with partly cloudy spells during the afternoon, producing a few brief showers. Seas are moderate with waves 1.5 meters in open waters and less than 1 meter in sheltered areas. The forecast high is 31 degrees Celsius in Trinidad and 30 degrees Celsius in Tobago. Well, thank you so much for joining us for a look at the day's developments so far. We'll have these stories and so much more coming up for you in a Midday Newscast at 7 p.m. today. Until then, have a great day.